what's the conversation? What's the conversation?
Keep your hands on him.
What's the conversation?
Keep your hands on him. Don't touch me, bro.
What's the conversation?
Move, bro. I'm trying to get ready for work, man. Go.
How you getting ready for work?
What is going on? That's all
Yeah.
I'm here. I'm over here doing. Talking about I don't do nothing for the kids. I don't do nothing. I do what I can when I can.
understand.
But like I said, don't keep putting me in situations that's not my problem. And then, like I said, this is your family. You supposed to be here. Helping take care of
No, he ain't
these
straight.
kids.
No,
No, you're not good because you're not here taking care of these kids.
He wanna go cop everybody.
Keep your hands on me, bro. Don't touch me again.
Touch you.
Jason, sit there over here. We'll make it easy. Sit there over here. Don't make me just like that. Sit there over here.
Ain't nobody finna come over here and do nothing.
Get your hands on me, bro. Stop touching me. Move.
Please to stop.
Sit there over here, Jason.
Wife shoots loving husband on Facebook Live after crazy revelation. On the morning of March 25, 2023, a chilling 911 call came from Lowndes County, Mississippi. Someone reported a murder streaming live on Facebook. The scene was chaotic, with screams and panic, until the screen suddenly went black. As investigators dug deeper, they realized things didn't add up. What seemed like a random act of violence might have been hiding a much darker secret. This is the story of Jeremy Brown's life and tragic death. Jeremy Brown was born on October 18, 1994, in the heart of Mississippi. Raised in a tight-knit Southern family, he grew up surrounded by love, hard work, and community. His home buzzed with siblings, cousins, and neighbors, always filled with warmth. As the second of 4 kids, Jeremy was shaped by a mom who juggled 2 jobs and a dad who coached Little League and fixed cars for neighbors. Family was everything to them. Even as a kid, Jeremy stood out. He had a calm, steady vibe that made people feel safe. Quiet but thoughtful, he didn't need to be loud to be heard. When he spoke, people paid attention. Friends, teachers, and even older kids respected him. To his younger siblings, he was their rock, holding things together when life got tough. By his teens, Jeremy was known as the good kid. He'd walk friends home after dark, give up his seat for an elder at church, or mow a neighbor's lawn just because it needed doing. His big heart and quiet wisdom made him special. Friends teased that he was an old soul, and they weren't wrong. He seemed to understand life, patience, forgiveness, loyalty, in ways most people don't grasp until much later. At Jefferson High School, Jeremy was a solid student and a loyal friend. He didn't chase popularity, but it came to him naturally. He volunteered at the local food pantry and joined community programs, always ready to lend a hand. Reliable and kind, he was the guy everyone could count on. Jeremy had dreams, too. They weren't flashy, but they were real. He talked about starting his own business, maybe in carpentry or landscaping. He wanted to create something lasting, something he could pass down. After high school, he jumped into adulthood without hesitation. He worked as a delivery driver to help his mom with bills and later took on construction jobs. The work wasn't fancy, but Jeremy never complained. He showed up early, stayed late, and took pride in every task. Co-workers admired his work ethic, calling him a man who gave his all. Every dollar he earned went toward supporting his family, paying bills, and saving for the future. He wasn't just working for himself, he was working for everyone he loved. It was during this time that Jeremy met Khadijah, a moment that would mark a new chapter in his life. Khadijah was a burst of energy, loud and lively, the total opposite of Jeremy's quiet calm. They met through mutual friends, and despite their differences, sparks flew instantly. Their arguments grew heated, sometimes making friends uncomfortable. Jeremy always tried to calm things down. He leaned on his extended family for support, seeking balance and clarity, but he never walked away from his family. He held on, hoping for better days, praying for change, and showing up every single day. But the tension kept building. On the night of March 25, 2023, things boiled over in the apartment Jeremy shared with Khadijah Michelle Brown, his longtime girlfriend. Another fight started, one of many. But this one was different, it would be their last. The day had been a mess for Jeremy and Khadijah, their apartment filled with shouting and slamming doors. Friends said it started over something small, but it snowballed fast. Accusations flew, and tempers flared. Their kids were in the apartment, caught in the chaos. Jeremy tried to calm things down, but Khadijah wasn't having it. She kept throwing jabs, saying he didn't spend enough time with the kids, fueled by her mother's constant meddling. It didn't stop there. Khadijah took to social media, airing their dirty laundry. Hours before the tragedy, she posted angry messages, accusing Jeremy of cheating with coworkers and sharing screenshots of supposed texts. But there's no proof Jeremy was unfaithful, those claims were just her rage talking. Then, in a moment that still chills those who saw it, Khadijah went live on Facebook. She had a habit of broadcasting their fights, venting her emotions online, but no one could have predicted what was coming. Dozens tuned in that night, expecting another heated argument. Instead, they witnessed the prelude to something horrific as they fell into a heated argument, with Khadijah trying to drag his phone. Jeremy's voice stayed steady as he tried to defuse the situation, saying he just wanted to leave peacefully. Khadijah followed him with the phone, accusing him of abandoning her and the kids, of cheating, of not caring. Then, off camera, a single loud bang cut through the noise. The live stream filled with Khadijah's screams, her voice frantic as she shouted she didn't want to go to jail. She turned to one of their kids in the room, her words piercing, "Your daddy's dead." Moments later, the screen went black, and the live stream ended, leaving viewers frozen in shock. The Facebook Live comments exploded with panic. Viewers were stunned, their fingers racing across keyboards. "Is this real?" Some typed, hearts pounding. Others prayed it was a sick prank. But many didn't wait, they grabbed their phones and dialed 911, desperate to stop the nightmare unfolding on their screens. Just minutes later, the awful truth hit. It was no hoax. At exactly 7:42 a.m. on March 25, 2023, Lowndes County Sheriff's deputies sped to the Greentree Apartments in Columbus, Mississippi, after multiple calls reported a shooting. When they burst into the apartment, chaos greeted them. Children sobbed, their small voices piercing the air. After months of hearings and delays, the case reached a turning point. Faced with undeniable evidence, the live stream, witness statements, and the recovered 9mm handgun, Khadijah Michelle Brown pleaded guilty to second-degree murder on May 10, 2024. The plea deal spared her a life sentence but carried heavy consequences. The judge, unmoved by her defense's emotional arguments, sentenced her to 40 years, 34 years behind bars and 6 years of supervised release. The courtroom went quiet as the gavel fell. Khadijah didn't cry or flinch. She stood still, nodding slightly, as if she'd known this day was coming. The sentence sparked a firestorm outside the courthouse. Some felt justice was served, a father's life was taken, and Khadijah would pay a steep price. Others argued it wasn't enough, pointing to the children who witnessed the horror and the brazen way the crime unfolded online. One thing was certain. The raw, public nature of the murder left scars on everyone who saw it, a wound played out in real time for anyone scrolling to stumble upon. In the weeks after the sentencing, Jeremy's family and friends turned their focus to him, honoring the man he was. His funeral was held at a local church in Columbus, Mississippi, just miles from where he was born and raised. The sanctuary overflowed with mourners. Every pew was packed, with people standing along the walls and spilling into the lobby. Bouquets of white, red, and gold flowers surrounded photos of Jeremy, smiling as a kid, coaching Little League, holding his children. His casket remained closed, the pain of his loss too raw to bear. For Jeremy's family, the grief was crushing. They couldn't fathom how a simple argument ended in something so final. Jeremy, the peaceful, loving father who lived for his kids, wasn't killed in a random street crime. He died in his own home, a place meant to be safe. What haunted them most was how preventable it seemed. Jeremy hadn't been aggressive. He didn't fight back. He tried to walk away, following the advice given in toxic situations: step back, de-escalate, leave. But leaving wasn't enough. Now, a father was gone. A family was broken. 4 children were left without their rock. And a community was left reeling, grappling with a chilling question: how does a heated argument turn into a murder broadcast for the world to see? Jeremy's mother, her voice steady but heavy with loss, spoke outside the courthouse after the sentencing. "I feel justice has been served," she said. "I'm just glad it's over." But for those who love Jeremy, the pain of his absence will never fade. What do you think about this heartbreaking case? Share your thoughts below.